Went to the gym yesterday. Am I looking a bit buffed? You might have to move that lens back, buddy, just to get me all in. We ready to go? Okay peeps, welcome to MJB Seminars, where people are liberated, empowered and inspired to be the greatest example of their creation. Now I'm really excited this week because I've had the opportunity to be able to really bridge the gap for our clients, to be able to get the message of their own inspiration out to people. And I want to share a cool story in the process of doing that with you too. So one of the things that we found over time with our clients is that, you know, people have come through and they've learned so much and really turned their lives around and really started to empower themselves, and they're so inspired by the information, but some of the information can be quite technical, and you know, we're not into hocus pocus, smoke and mirrors. We're really into the science of transformation and how people really turn their lives around. So I found that over time, clients have not been able to, you know, there's not been able to articulate or not been able to get the message across, or been afraid to actually talk about what's happened for them and what's going on in their lives. So therefore, they've kind of shut themselves down and not been able to basically share the message. So there's 5 reasons why people actually do that. But before I go there, I just want to share a quick story with you. I'm 18 years old. I'm in a Toyota Corolla. I'm driving back towards Perth from Fremantle. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. I've been out partying. I'm a young raver. I've got a buddy of mine in the back of the car with his girlfriend. My girlfriend's in the passenger seat. We're driving along. And my buddy was a bit of a tripper. I'm not going to say what his name was because that'd be disrespectful. But basically he said, we're coming to this T-junction. And as we come to the T-junction, he says, you know, I wonder if we kept going and hit that wall and died right now, would our bodies and our spirits keep moving on in the car? So I remember thinking to myself, that's a really strange thing to say. And I think we were all kind of a little bit spooked. And at that point in time in my life, I could see that this guy was facing some challenges. There was stuff going on inside of his mind that he needed help with. You know, alongside that event in my life, I was doing a lot of personal development work, and I was, you know, I knew that I had access to really key techniques that could have helped, let alone this kid in the car with me, but all of my friends. But I never wanted to say anything about it. I kind of felt as if I was leading a double life. And over the years, I've really been intrigued about why people do that, why they will learn extraordinary things and why they won't do anything with them, or why they won't share the message. And there's a couple of reasons why. The first reason is that people feel as if that if they say something to someone that they love, that the person that they love is going to feel that there's something wrong with them. So they don't want to say, hey, look, you know, you should go along and have a listen to this, or you should learn this information, because the person's going to feel like, well, are you trying to tell me that there's something wrong with me? And I can understand that, because the person, it's kind of like, I'm okay, you're not okay. You should read this information because you're not okay. And I can totally get that. So people feel as if that's going on, and as a result of that, they feel like they don't want to share the information. The next reason is that the person feels as if they don't know enough. They feel like, you know what, I haven't learned enough in order to be able to basically impart this information. I've come across the process, I've read the book, or I've listened to the CD, or I've watched the movie, but I don't know enough about it to hold a conversation about it. The next thing is that the person feels, number 3 would be that the person feels as if they're going to lose a friend. They feel as that if they say something to them, that the person who they really love is going to feel as if they're above them, and they've got an above and below situation, a predator-prey situation, and as a result of that, they feel as if, you know what, I'm going to lose a friendship here if I say something, and so therefore I'm not going to risk losing my friendship. I'm not going to risk being ostracized or being segregated because I'm actually growing. And I can understand that, because you know, when we have friendships that we love and people that we cherish in our lives, we definitely don't want to lose them. The next one is, or number 4 would be, that the person feels as if they're going to look stupid. Like they haven't learned enough. They don't know enough about what they're talking about to say something, and they don't want to get caught out. And it's especially in terms of, you know, when you're learning stuff about transformation, you know, techniques about, you know, how the consciousness works, and, you know, quantum physics and neuroplasticity and classical physics. It's understandable that you don't want to bring up a conversation about that stuff, because you might get it wrong, or you might be speaking to a person that knows a little bit more than you, or you feel as if you really want to get them to come and have a listen, but you don't want to talk about it because you don't want to look silly and you don't want to look stupid, and then therefore the person or the books that you've read are not articulating the message properly. The final one is that, you know, you're not intelligent enough. You feel as if, you know, I'm not smart enough and I haven't implemented the stuff into my life, or, you know, I haven't been able to get these strategies and really, really permeate them through my life. So therefore, I kind of feel as if I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I feel as, you know, maybe in 6 weeks' time or 8 weeks' time or 6 months' time, when I've fully turned my life around, then I'll be able to talk about it. But the problem there is that sometimes we miss that moment. You know, we can really, really miss that moment. And I just want to talk about that for me. I remember when I was, you know, back then when I was 18 years old, what happened was that I had information that I knew I could have shared with this guy, or else I could have at least led him in the right direction, or got him in front of someone to actually help him, or, you know, been able to turn his life around in some way. And what happened was his sister walked into his bedroom about 2 weeks after that event in Fremantle and found him with a double-barrel shotgun in his mouth, and he'd blown the back of his head off. So, and I know that that's pretty like, whoa, that's pretty heavy, and it was pretty heavy for us at the time, but I think I made a choice in my life at that moment that I was going to make a stand for people. And I know that you guys have people in your life that you want to make a stand for. I know you have family members and friends and people that you love, but you just haven't been able to bridge that gap. You know, you have people you want them to come to, you've wanted them to come to Mastermind and Money, or you've wanted them to come to Beyond Success or Catapult to Consciousness. So we have basically come up with a plan to help you to be able to do that. So, so what we've done is we've basically put together a webinar. This webinar runs for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. The webinar is, again, really, really cool information, really relatable, understandable. It relates to everybody. It relates to every single human being that has a hidden desire inside of themselves to be extraordinary. It relates to every single human being that has a hidden desire inside of themselves to want to have strong relationships and loving relationships and fulfill their destiny. And it's where I'm talking for about 1 hour and a half, and where you can actually bring this to your buddies or flick it forward on an email. And it's kind of like your personal business card, where you can share the information and a person can listen to me talk basically in the comfort of their lounge room, or, you know, in the comfort of their office. So it's a link where I talk about it for 1 hour and a half. And the other cool thing is that if they follow the link and they listen to it, and it's really, really awesome information, and they listen to it, that person's going to feel really grateful that you sent it to them. They're going to feel really empowered. They're going to feel enabled. They're going to feel truly inspired. So in order to help them out even more, we've also allocated basically 2 coaching sessions for these people, so that they can actually get on the phone to one of the team here, and they can talk to them about what's going on for them in their lives. They can talk to them about shifting their innermost dominating thought and truly creating the reality that they want. So we're basically going to be sending, the link is here now, you'll see it, just follow the links underneath, and it's self-explanatory as to how the whole thing actually works. So guys, remember, no matter what it is in your life, if you've got a message, some inspiration, something that's going to help someone that you know, that you love, that could do it to help right now, just share the information. Don't be afraid. Remember, fear is a future perception of a loss without a gain. You can't have a loss without a gain. So if you have somebody in your life that you want to move, please feel free to share any message that you have, let alone ours, but any message or any information that's going to help them. Now, if this has helped you in some way, please feel free to tweet it, or else flick it forward on Facebook, and let's keep the movement going. Let's keep transforming people's lives. Remember, guys, love is all there is. Love is the only way. Live your life inspired. Take care. Bye-bye.